Live class here with S.O.W. Houston. Um, Hopefully y'all can see the title of the class. We got a lot of information that I want to cover, so I'm not really going to do no announcements, right? We go over the announcements all the time. If you need to get the announcements, just check out our previous classes, and it has all the information. All right, so looking for that live feed. Where we at? Right. If you need any announcements, just check out our other classes. But hopefully y'all can see the title of the class, right? So I know we're kind of just gonna hop in, but I want to get through this because it's a lot I want to talk about. And then, yeah. So I need somebody to get me, go to Peters. I'll give y'all in class the title in a sec.
First or second?
Or you can just put, you can put the title. The title is, I put for the YouTube, blessed to be a blessing, the power of biblical hospitality. So, obviously, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about hospitality, right? And the different elements, why it's important, and how we display like true hospitality. That looks crazy in that cup. That looks crazy right now. He ain't drinking he's not drinking a beer. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's drinking a diet Red Bull. Somebody go to 1 Peter 4. And you're going to read 1 Peter chapter 4, and I want you to read down to verse 7. I'm not going to interrupt you.
All right, yes, sir.
1 Peter 4 and 7. Go ahead.
So 1 Peter 4 and 7?
Yes, sir.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7. Mm-hmm. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves. For charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another.
Do what?
Use hospitality one to another.
Go ahead.
Without grudging.
Without what?
Without grudging.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about hospitality, right? Like I stated earlier. And so, you know, I wanted to go here just to remind brothers and sisters, like Peter is reminding brothers and sisters that what? Start from verse 7 one more time.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
But the end of all things is at hand.
And that's what we got to understand, that the end of all things is at hand, right? You have these wars that are ramping up. Yeah, that's mine. You got these wars that are ramping up, right? Between the Middle Eastern countries, Israel, U.S. And you probably hear this from us a lot. Oh, the end. Well, I mean, let's be real. Like a woman in travail, like the scriptures say, the end will come. And so what do we see? It's no longer wars and rumors of war. It's war. It's bombs literally being dropped on countries. Right? So our whole mission is to fight for salvation. Right? Our whole mission is to, when those missiles drop, wherever you are, you want to be saved from that destruction, right? You want to be saved from those missiles that wasted that noonday, like the scriptures say. But what is it? What is one of the spiritual things that's going to get you saved? What is being looked at to get you saved from destruction? Well, it's what we're going to talk about again, which is hospitality. It's one of the elements. It's one of the key things that when we're all judged and we standing before the judge, he's going to look at these things as far as how did you carry these things out and in what spirit, right? So read that First Peter. Just read it again.
So we're not gonna get quizzed on our breakdowns.
No, it ain't about breakdowns. Christ don't care about your breakdowns, but He gonna give you the breakdown. Right? The Most High don't care about how well you can like break down like your eschatology, like how well you knew what the end was, and you could line up the prophecies in Ezekiel and 2 Ezra 15 with what's going on today. He don't care about that. Right? Read it again.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober.
No, be therefore good breakdowns.
Be therefore sober.
Precept upon precept, cutting Christians.
Be therefore sober.
Right? He said you got to have a sober mind about what's going on. Go ahead.
And watch unto prayer.
And do what?
Watch unto prayer.
Yeah, some brothers got better breakdowns than prayers. Go ahead.
And above all things.
And what?
And above all things.
Above all things or below all things?
Above all things.
Go ahead.
Have fervent charity.
Have what?
Fervent charity.
Fervent charity, right? Go ahead.
Among yourselves.
Among yourselves, read.
For charity shall cover the multitude of sins.
Go ahead.
Use hospitality.
No, don't use hospitality.
Use hospitality.
Say, use hospitality. That's how you display your charity. That's how you know if your charity is fervent or not. When you use hospitality. Go ahead.
One to another.
Come on.
Without grudging.
Right? Without what?
Without grudging.
That's the point, is you can be hospitable and still grudge. You can be hospitable in a negative spirit. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how to display hospitality, how to be hospitable one towards another without the grudging, the envying, the bare minimalist treatment, right? Because that's what we see sometimes, where, you know, you'll be hospitable to a limit. Like, I only got so much hospitality for this person. I only got so much, right? Where let's see if what the Bible say about that. Let's see if that's what the scriptures say. So, definition of hospitality. I'm gonna read this. It says definition: hospitality is the generous and friendly reception and treatment of guests. Generous and friendly reception. So while I'm receiving you maybe into my home for a moment, or while I'm receiving you to be able to do a charity towards you, I'm friendly. And it's with generosity, meaning I can't be mere minimal with it, right? It says, can you read it for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, what you got? Because you got it, right?
You got it.
Right?
Hospitality is the generous and friendly reception and treatment of guests.
Go ahead.
Visitors.
Right?
Or strangers.
Visitors or what?
Strangers.
Go ahead.
It involves a willingness.
No. They're forcing me to do it.
Willingness.
No. I'm only doing it because brothers gonna talk bad about me if I don't do it.
Willingness.
So there has to be a willing mind when you're offering hospitality. Go ahead.
To offer comfort.
Wait, it's just about food, clothes, water?
Comfort.
Go ahead.
Food. Shelter. And emotional emotional warmth to others.
Right. So hospitality has a 360 circumference that it is embedded in. It's not just about food, drink, the carnal things, but it's also about comfort, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So hospitality is not what some of us think it is, right? Some of us think it's, I had to throw the person in my house because there was nowhere else for them to go, and now that they're there, whatever. Right? I'm over here, they over there, whatever. I ain't dealing with you. I ain't talking to you. I did my job, right? We're friendly. generous, reception, right? And guess what? You might have even started out friendly and generous, but then sometimes it can turn to a different spirit, right? So we're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about all those different things. But read that definition again. Ew, nasty.
Continue where I was at.
I'll just read it again. Read it from the top. I like that definition.
Hospitality is the generous and friendly reception and treatment of guests.
Something is missing. It's the incense. Go ahead.
Of guests, visitors, or strangers.
Right. Guests, visitors, or strangers. Go ahead.
It involves a willingness to offer comfort, food, shelter, and emotional warmth to others.
Emotional warmth. Emotional warmth. Right, go ahead.
Often going beyond basic duty or obligation.
Go ahead.
True hospitality is marked by kindness, openness, and a selfless desire to serve and make others feel welcome.
Make others what?
Feel welcome.
So it's not that you give something or provide something, but the person that you're providing to has to feel a feeling also. They got to feel what?
Welcome.
Because you can give somebody something and they could be like, well, nah, I don't want it because of the way you're giving it. Right? You know, like when your rib cooks that meal when she's angry?
Oh.
And you kind of like, ooh, I don't want this. That nigga upset. I don't know what love didn't go into this meal. And
What
you
else
kind of
got
like,
put into this meal?
yeah,
Poison.
whatever, right? You're like, Or you know when you nag your husband to do something, he's doing it, slamming everything, and you kind of like, I should have just left him alone. I should have just did it myself. Right? Because the willingness, how the person feels that's getting the hospitality is important. Right? That's very important. Read the next point, etymology.
Well, it also says cared for.
Oh, okay. Right. Welcome and cared for. Right? A person should feel welcome and cared for when hospitality is being put forth towards them properly. Right? Did y'all need time to write that down? Little scary writers. Right? Etymology.
The word comes from the Latin hospitalius,
Yep.
meaning friendliness to guests.
Meaning friendliness to guests is the meaning of the word. Hospitality. Like, you know the word hospice?
Right.
What is a hospice? Y'all know what a hospice is?
No.
That's where people literally are in care to die.
Yeah, we're about to die.
But they put them in, it's supposed to be hospice care, friendly care, because they're on their last couple of days. Right? So they go into a system where somebody is going to care for them in a friendly and welcoming manner, hence the word hospice. Hospital is supposed to be about friendly care. The word hospital, hospitality, hospice, it all come from the same word. Because it all has to do with friendly reception of a person in need, friendly giving them the things that they need, the care, the warmth, the joy, the emotional, right? Like when you go to a hospital, if you go to a good one, right? You pop in, they greet you at the door. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming in, right? You need a wheelchair, whatever it is, right? Or the reception desk, whatever, right? The nursing staff should be friendly. That's it. They call it a bedside manner.
Okay.
They got the little bell, the little buzzer on the bed. You press it. You need something, Mr. Such and Such? Yeah, I need help going to the bathroom. Okay, no problem. And they supposed to do it in a good spirit, right? That's if you
care of.
Yeah, they taking care of all your needs, right? They're taking care of all your needs. They got hospitals inside of church, they got churches and hospitals. They got all these different things inside of a hospital because they're trying, good ones. They're trying to meet not just your physical, but also your spiritual and mental well-being, right? So think about it. The school is supposed to be the hospital. We're supposed to be many surgeons and nurses to those in need or those that are sick. But it doesn't matter how good you are at surgery. What about your bedside manner? It don't matter how good you take the blood pressure. If you got bad bedside manner, does that make the patient feel good? Right? Because that's what stands out. It ain't the fact that she took your temperature or she took your pressure or whatever the case may be, but if she throwing the clipboard at you, grabbing your arm all rough, give me your arm, pumping the thing all extra tight till your arm about to explode.
Long sides and huffing and
Yeah.
puffing.
Oh my God. Why I gotta do that? You jab the needle in your arm, stick it through the other side, like, bruh, jab you in the arm so hard your damn veins go flat. You pass out, go lightheaded, like. So there's a certain level of care that we expect when we go to see a nurse or a doctor. A high level of professionalism, regardless of anything, right? It doesn't matter what symptoms you go in with. You could be damn projectile vomiting and diarrhea. They're gonna see you, right? They're not gonna turn you away, and they're not sitting there laughing and clowning you. Oh, you threw up on yourself. They're like, okay, look, you threw up on yourself. What's called? What'd you eat? They keep it professional. They go directly to what the care should be, right? Examine the symptoms, go for the care. What else you got for etymology? So it's a friendly care. Go ahead.
Which in turn comes from hospice, meaning host or guest.
Right, hospice, host or guest, right? So let's get into the key elements of hospitality. So there's a few key elements, right, that you need for true hospitality to be displayed. So let's talk about, first and foremost, the cultural and spiritual value of hospitality. So is there a cultural and spiritual value? What do you think it is? Or what do you think I mean by cultural and spiritual?
Cultural is like when you meet a group of people, like this is just a part of them.
Right.
This is how they act. This is like normal behavior for them.
Right. And spiritual, right? It's something that they do to promote spiritual health within themselves and for others. And it's part of their spiritual practices. Right? So, yes, cultural meaning, you know, like you said, it's part of what this society is known for within their background. Now, is this something that we're known for, being hospitable? Do y'all think?
John, I'm
What you-
say the South in general is known for being hospitable.
Right? What they call them? What they call it?
Southern hospitality.
Southern hospitality.
Yes,
Right? I don't know about all that sometimes.
Ludacris said it. He said, Southern hospitality is overall mean.
Is overall what?
Mean.
Oh, overall mean. Okay, so culturally today, I don't believe that we're as hospitable as we once were as a people, right? Especially to ourselves. We'll be more hospitable to people outside of ourselves as opposed to the one that looks like you, your own people, your own blood, your own nationality, right? We'll take in Esau quick. You know, look at the little Edomite. Let's go adopt them. But then we have our own out there homeless.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like we'd rather be hospitable towards everyone else than to ourselves, right? When they start dropping bombs on Iran and removing that place off the map, look at how many GoFundMe Iran is gonna pop up, and Negroes is gonna run to that. But we've been needing help. We've been needing hospitality. We've been needing friendly care towards each other, right? In our neighborhoods. But we'll go do a GoFundMe for when they blew up France, when they blow up these different places, when they go to war in these different places, and they throw up a little banner, Save Israel, and you're like, oh, GoFundMe. Let me pledge my life savings. Let me show them hospitality and love. Let me go down to the local shelter and pass out food for those people. But you never show up for your own. So culturally, yes, it was a part of us. That's the point, though. These are the things that we're trying to come back to. We're trying to come back to our true culture, our true spirit, and our true heritage. So hospitality was part of our heritage. It was part of our culture. Go to Deuteronomy 15. Deuteronomy 15 and verse 7.
Con.
I don't think he's I mean, unless you want me to sit off on you. I don't think he's Go ahead.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15 and verse 7.
And then you're going to jump down to 10 and verse 11. Go ahead, read verse 7.
If there be any among you,
If there be any among you, come on,
a poor man,
right,
of one of thy brethren,
of one of thy brethren, go ahead, because our hospitality was supposed to be displayed towards our brethren first before anybody, right? You do it to your brother man and not the other man. Go ahead.
within any of thy gates,
Within any of thy gates, read.
in thy land which the Lord thy God given thee,
Go ahead.
thou shalt not harden thy heart.
Thou shalt not what?
Harden thine heart.
Right. You're supposed to have that soft heart, that fleshly heart, that caring heart, the tender and delicate man amongst you, the tender and delicate woman amongst you. But see, through time, we've hardened our hearts towards our brother. And for some reason, we got a soft spot for everybody else. You got a soft spot for the same man that's killing you. It's crazy. You got a soft spot for everything that he promotes. Right? But when it comes to your own people, like I was on Facebook today and I seen a brother had posted a post about Israelites celebrating Father's Day. It was hilarious. And one brother got on there like, oh man, it's really just about promoting fathers for that one day. And I'm like, wait, but a white woman created Father's Day. A white woman created Father's Day in the early 1900s. Why would you follow what some Edomite woman created, especially when you talking about death to Esau? You deaf to Esau on it, but then you're going to follow the holidays? I thought the Bible say, envy not thou oppressor and choose none of his ways. She created Father's Day because Mother's Day was already created. And she wanted a day to be able to honor her father. And then you got Israelites running around, Fringelites, Beardalites running around talking about, yeah, Father's Day is cool. But then they'll cut their family off for eating pork.
Kind of celebrating Christmas.
But then they celebrate Christmas, you mad, but on Father's Day, y'all hit each other up. See, we'll have that soft spot for the oppressor, but we won't have that soft spot for each other. We won't give each other the benefit of the doubt. That's part of hospitality, is being able to give each other the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead, read on. Jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10.
Right?
Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him.
See, remember now, this is the law. So the cultural and spiritual value is right here. The Most High is putting it inside the law. The law is spiritual, but we're carnal. The law is the culture that the Most High is giving us to follow. He's giving us a culture. So it's a part of our culture. You good? Are we not even? It's a part of our culture. It's good to be even, ain't it?
Yeah. Trying to see if I need to
Right?
slide over.
Go ahead.
Wow.
It's me.
Because that for this thing the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy works.
Go ahead.
And in all that thou puttest thine hand unto.
Right. What verse you at?
That was the end of verse 10.
Read verse 11.
Verse 11. For the poor shall never cease out of the land.
And this is what we got to understand, that, when they say poor, people of low estate, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, monetarily, whatever. There's gonna always be people amongst us, even people inside the body, that they're gonna go through things, and they're gonna need those that are strong bear the infirmities of the weak. They're gonna need the ones that are strong to be able to be hospitable towards them, right? And display hospitality without grudging, right? Did he say without grudging, without hardening your heart, without feeling like you're owed something, without getting upset that you have to do it? How can you be upset about doing something that's inside of your culture? I mean, I know why. Because you don't believe it yet. That's why. It's more about fringes. It's more about acronyms on t-shirts. It's more about beards. It's more about Kwam Yasha Allah and conning and death to the white man. It's more about that than it is, what about this man next to me? Or what about this sister next to me? How are they doing mentally in their poor estate? How are they doing mentally in their mental low estate? What can I do as a brother, right? What can I do as a brother that doesn't have a hard heart to lift this person up, to get this person out the dumps, to remove them out of their low estate? And so the more we think that way, seeing that what? The end times ain't slowing down. They're not slowing down. The economy is whack. Bombs is flying. Everything's going up. Right? All these different talks are happening. Spirits is moving. The Most High is trying to turn this thing on top of his head. And this is a day-by-day thing. So day by day, we have to push ourselves back into our culture and into the spirit that the Most High wants us to move in. Right? Read verse 11. Go ahead.
Therefore I command thee,
Right?
saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide.
Wait, no. Like, just a little bit.
Thou shalt open thine hand wide.
My hand don't open that wide. I got carpal tunnel.
Thou shalt open thine hand
So I got
wide.
carpal tunnel. Can't even open your hands wide. Right? Oh, that's wide enough. That's it. That's all I got. Right? You sit there and you measure, you eyeball what you give to the next man. But that's the part about grudging. That's where the grudging comes from. When you're sitting there literally eyeballing, instead of looking at what the person needs, you're just looking at what you want to give. On any level. It don't matter if it's money. It don't matter if it's time. It don't matter if it's conversation. It don't matter if it's a high level of treatment that this person needs, as far as like, care. Sometimes people need long conversations.
Yeah.
They need those lengthy, hearty talk, because a lot of us ain't have fathers. A lot of us ain't have mammies. So you never had nobody to sit you down and have like a real heart to heart when you was young and instill certain values inside of your psyche, right? My rib says she woke up the other morning. Well, what it was, a warrior, she woke up early one morning, 6 a.m, talking about it's a monster in her closet or something crazy.
Oh, no.
You know when you sleep in the dead, I was dead asleep. I felt something tap me, and I got my, and I'm like, oh, could it be dark in my room? And it was little old warrior. I'm like, oh my God. So my rib said she got her.
Almost backhanded her, huh?
Almost backhanded her, bro, because I'm asleep. And I was having a weird dream. Like she made my dream weird. But the point is, my rib said, yeah, I went downstairs with her trying to get her to go back to sleep. She ain't trying to sleep, so she said, look, we just had a nice little heart-to-heart talk. And I didn't go into what they were talking about. But I sometimes find myself doing that with my kids, where sometimes Manashah will wake up before Oria in the morning, and me and Manashah will have like a real talk. Like two grown men. And I'm listening to him, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, really? Okay, so you know what I'm talking. And I'm talking to him, and he's talking to me, and I'm like, Okay, felt like we got somewhere. Right?
Yeah, we have some understanding.
Yeah, we got some understanding. It'd be like a real talk. So when she said she had a heart to heart where I could understand, what she was talking about.
Yeah.
She was able to sit down, reason with her. A warrior was able to comprehend and also offer a reason, right, behind her conversation. A lot of us ain't grow up like that. A lot of us grew up neglected, not talked to, but talked at,
Yeah.
talked down on, looked down on. You ain't nothing. You're not that good. You're not that smart. You're not special, right? The first time you heard "You the Best" was DJ Khaled. The first time you heard "You the Best," you small. You the best, right? That's the first time you heard that because you didn't hear that from your parents. A lot of us didn't, right? So you feel a certain way, you move a certain way behind not hearing that, and then you project it on others, right? You project it on other people, and then when it's time for you to do towards others, your entire feelings on what you never got is put towards those others. You measure everything out in measure. I only got this much to give. I only got this much to put out there. I only got this much for this person based on their circumstance. But the Most High said, what? Read it again.
Thou shalt open thine hand wide.
He said, what? This is the law. Thou shalt. Read.
Unto thy brother.
Come on.
To thy poor and to thy needy in the land.
Right. So it's not just a poor person, but it's somebody that's in need. What are they in need of? Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But the poor and the needy in thy land. What verse was that?
That was verse 11.
Right. So if we go back to the definition, hospitality is the generous and friendly reception and treatment of guests. So the first element of hospitality is the cultural and spiritual value of hospitality. It's at the highest value because it's part of the law. That's why. So it's the highest value because the Most High said, thou shalt do this. Short of thou shalt have hospitality one towards another, in the law, he says it through the different situations that we were going to go through one towards another. So it is at the highest numerical value you can put on a value of something. It's no different than not eating pork. It's the same value. So the way you value beard, fringes, beard, not eating pork, what other laws niggas want to run around and toot? What else? Mixed fabrics and this, that, and the third. Well, hospitality is in there too. It's very high on the totem pole, right? It's very high on the totem pole. It's no different than any of the other laws or any of the other cultural and spiritual things that we're supposed to value and put inside of our minds and put inside of our spirits. Hospitality. Next key element of hospitality is the warm welcome. Read that for me. Warm welcome.
Warm welcome. A sincere and friendly attitude that makes others feel valued.
That makes others what?
Feel valued.
So what we're learning is that hospitality is not what you're doing. It's really how it's making the other person you're doing to feel. So you can sit around and say, yeah, I'm hospitable. I do this, I do that. And the other person can feel like crap. Because are you doing it out of sincerity?
John?
Is your hospitality based on sincerity or because your wife said so?
Duty.
Right. Or because your husband said so. Yeah, we're doing this. Yeah, the brother said. When you lead with the brother said,
Oh,
it's crazy work.
that already just diminishes the value of what's done.
Thank you. Or when you lead with, well, they said I have to. Y'all gonna laugh a lot during this class.
Like, look, if you don't really want to do it, I mean, I'll be all right. Don't worry about it.
Right. Or they're gonna what? If I don't do it, they're gonna. Right? Remember, we live amongst each other, and I'm talking to, and this class, maybe I should have disclaimer, but those that know, this class is really geared towards brothers and sisters that practice accepting others into their home, whether it be for a day, whether it be for 3 days, whether it be for a month, whether it be for 3 months, whether it be for 4 months, whether your house, like my house is literally an Airbnb. What do I mean by that? It's free though. It's a free Airbnb. Any brothers that come from other states, where do they go? Kazak, Arya, Kazak's Ribs, right? Any brothers that slide through from VA, Zion, if he usually stays with his parents, but he already know the doors is open. But everybody knows the doors are open. That's the key part. Because guess what? We swap children, right? So your children might be at the house and my children might be at your house. So hospitality is not just this, I'm letting in strangers and no. This class is geared towards the ones that are doing this currently, the ones that have done it, and the ones that are going to do it. So mainly, because I know how we get down in this school, and I'm talking about Rochester, VA, and here, right? I know how we do it. We open up those doors. That's a practice that we've done, that we've been doing, right? We don't allow brothers and sisters that are a part of us to fall too far into the decay where they're just out on the streets, right? We empty our rooms. Shit, when people come to my house, bro, kids got to get up out their beds. They on the floor or they in the other room on a cot, right? And they're happy to do it because that's a practice that I've instilled in them from an early age. That when you have guests, you treat the guests, you give up what you got for the guest, so the guest can feel welcomed, right? But imagine people slide to your house for whatever circumstance, and they feel unwelcomed. Why would they feel unwelcome? Corey?
Because the hospitality is not there.
In you ain't gotta stand.
Oh.
It's not there in what ways though? We know that. That's the cause, but in what ways? In what ways? Or in why or why? Why would a person not feel welcomed in a brother's or sister's domain?
Maybe you gave off that vibe or so before. Or some kind of feeling.
Ooh, baby, I got that. It's more than a feeling.
Yeah, I can't.
Max got his hand up like he got something to say. Let's see what Max got. What Max talking about?
Because it feels like it's not clean and
Because what?
it's not clean.
Because what's not clean?
The house.
Hey, that might be a good point. That might be a good point, because I know when I'm having guests, the first thing that we do is what?
Clean.
You clean up because you want that person to step into
A clean house.
yeah, there it is, right?
Clean, smelling good.
Clean house, smelling good. Yeah, you know, if you know the person is gonna be there, what do? You clean up the area that they're gonna be in. You might have not messed with that area for a while. It might be a spare room, right? And so, or your kids might be in that room, but you go and you tidy up the room. You freshen up the area. You provide new sheets on the bed, new pillows. You get them clean, the cleanest towels you got, right? You might rub some oils on the towels so they don't got that little funky mold smell when they use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that. The point is you try to go the extra mile when they initially come through the doors, right? You welcome them to a clean environment. Right? Think about people that come off the street from a hotel that go through like a disaster. They go through like a hurricane, they need a hotel to stay. Are they looking for a dirty place to walk into? Are they gonna feel welcome walking into a hotel that's dirty? An Airbnb that's dirty? Is anybody gonna feel welcome walking into a hotel room that's filthy? No. So what do? What do? They make sure the bed is made, they make sure everything's nice and clean, the little a little toilet paper on the roll is folded a certain way, and
Oh, squared out.
they're making origami doves on the sink, and right, all the soaps is new, and they're doing all these things to show a level of hospitality and that you're welcome here. I might not have anticipated you being here when I got here, but you're welcomed here. See, a lot of the times the welcome is not there. You know why? Because the person that's supposed to be displaying the hospitality, you feel like your space is about to be invaded. You forgot that, yeah, it's your space, but why did the Most High even give you the space? Why did he give you the space? Why did he give you why did he give you the space and the opportunity? And we'll talk about that. But it's a level of selfishness, and you grudge because you feel like something is being taken away from you. My privacy. What privacy? Your husband counsel with us and tell us all your private moments anyway. So how much privacy you need? Right? Like, you gotta rethink and really just understand what it is that we are called to be doing. So that welcome, right? That warm welcome, sincere and friendly. You can see the insincerity in it after a few days of the person being there. You start to get frustrated with them.
Oh, can I be first?
You start to get upset with them being there. You start to get upset with the things that they're doing in your space. What you got?
Let me get Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 23.
Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31, verse 23. Whoso is liberal of his meat.
So, meat. Meat is just, it's the literal meat, or the things that you have to offer to, as in the definition here, a unexpected guest, a stranger, someone staying within your domain, right? Liberal with your meat. Oh, you staying here for a month, but you're gonna only have one towel. You better make sure you wash it. Or look, I'm only gonna do this one time for you. You gotta do it. You gotta do it for yourself the rest of the time. You know, you're liberal with what you have towards this person because they're staying with you, right? So I'm bringing it out. I'm letting y'all know it's actual physical meat. Hey, I cooked. You want some? And then it's actual, like what you got. You know, opening your house all the way up to your guest. Read on.
Men shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed.
His good what?
His good housekeeping will be believed.
See, that's how you know it's more than just actual food, because it says his good housekeeping, the way he deals with guests, how he deals with people that come into his home. He's generous. He's open. He's willing. He's hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
Read on.
Verse 24. But against him, that is a niggard.
That's a what?
That is a niggard.
Against a nigga? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Read.
Of his meat, the whole city shall murmur.
Dang, I can't even get a bottle of water? It was like, yeah, I went to that brother's house. I couldn't even get a bottle of water. And then, guess what? It's going to be believed because, yeah, I've been over his house too. I wanted to use the bathroom. He was like, "La, there's a tree outside." Like, I'm like, dang, I couldn't use the bathroom. I just wanted to pop in real quick, pop out. You know, nothing crazy. It wasn't even number 2. But it said to him that's a niggard. You're grudging. You're not as hospitable. You're restricting and holding your stuff. Read on.
And the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of.
Because it's been experienced and it's seen on the way that you deal with your guests.
Or people just look at how you deal in general.
That
You
too.
say, you know what? Yeah, I can see that. I can see how that person moves like that. Always angry, always frustrated, always upset. Little things get to them. I can see that when you in their space, how they get.
You can only imagine.
Only imagine.
But that's it.
Go to 1 Peter 3:8. A sincere, friendly attitude that makes others feel valued, whether they are expected guests or unexpected guests. Nah, Lashabar, get it.
God.
First Peter 3:8.
Look at 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Finally, be ye all of one mind,
Go ahead.
having compassion,
I mean, what?
having compassion.
See, your compassion has to be there. That's how you know if you're sincere or not. I'm speaking to the ones that are supposed to be displaying the hospitality. Your mind has to be there for what this person is going through. Why are they in need of a space? Whether it be for the night, whether it be for the year, whether it be for the week, why are they in need of a space? Why is it necessary that they are in need? So you would have to be compassionate to their need. To be compassionate to something, you'd have to really care for that need and for that person. Go ahead. You got your hand up? Go ahead.
Compassion one of another.
Right.
Love as brethren.
As what?
Love as brethren.
As what?
As brethren.
As enemies.
Brethren.
As niggards.
Brethren.
Love as brethren. See, we get away from like the principle things. Like before everything, they're supposed to just be love as brethren, love as sisters, love as brothers. Before husband, wife, before title, before rank, before any of that, it's brotherhood and sisterhood. Before it's your house, your car, yo this, yo that, I'm just a sister. I'm just a brother. But we forget that principle, and then we let everything else override, and then we forget to love as brethren and sister. Go ahead.
Be pitiful.
Be what?
Be pitiful.
Have pity. You forget to be pitiful. No, you want to be judgmental in the person's need. You want to teach the lesson. I gotta be strict. I gotta be on them. I'll show them. No. Show them hospitality. What is it? What is hospitality again? Oh, the generous and friendly reception and treatment of guests. Did it say check them, put them in a headlock, bash them? Let me read it again. The generous and friendly reception and treatment of guests, visitors, or strangers. A willingness to offer comfort. That's first and foremost. It should be, let me offer comfort first before we get into the back and forth. So why you got to be here or what lesson you need to learn. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. But my job first and foremost is to show that friendly, sincere welcome. Offer the comfort that's needed. You know the saying, mi casa is su casa? Y'all have heard that before?
God.
Do y'all really believe that though? Some of us don't believe that. Because you don't move like that. You move with borders. You move with boundary. And those boundaries prevent you from giving the thing that you should be giving as the hospitable one. Right? Blessed to be a blessing. Blessed to be a blessing is the title of the class, right? You're not blessing anybody. You're actually cursing even more. Because you become this restrictive, I'm gonna teach you when, no, be hospitable. Show them the warm welcome, the warm reception. Show them that you're sincere about your help towards them. That's what the Most High is looking at, your sincerity. Right? He don't care that you threw some towels at them, got them through a toothbrush. He don't care about that. Did you really want to do it? Or were you mad that you had to do it? Are you resentful that you're doing it? Right? And that's the key. Some of us got brothers and sisters in our houses that when you moved into that place, they weren't there with you. And through circumstance, they're there. Right? So your sincerity is on the line here. Don't worry about what they're supposed to learn and what they're about to and what they're going through. Worry about you. Because when we line up, you fed me, you clothed me, you did this, you did that, but flee from me. But I fed you and clothed you. Yeah, but you did it with a grudging heart.
Yeah.
You did it out of a negative spirit. You did it out of an unwilling mind. Read on.
Be courteous.
Be what?
Be courteous.
There's got to be a level of courtesy. Being courteous. Go ahead.
Not rendering evil for evil.
I got to show them. No, you're not there to be the Most High's damn beaten stick. You're there to learn something too, Mr. and Mrs. Hospitality. Read on.
Or railing for railing.
Go ahead.
But contrariwise.
But what?
Contrariwise.
But what?
Contrariwise.
Go ahead. But on the contrary, read.
Blessing.
Huh?
Blessing.
You're supposed to be a blessing to this person. In the form of the warm welcome, the sincere welcome, meeting the need that they need at the immediate time. Everything else is going to follow. Watch, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I know the thoughts. It's like, but they're in the position for a reason. They got to learn. They going to learn. It ain't your job though to teach them that yet. You can't teach them the second thing before you do the first thing. Does it make sense?
Live.
Y'all with me?
Kind of.
I don't think y'all with me on this one. It don't make sense to try to be the schoolmaster when hospitality doesn't call for you to be the schoolmaster yet. It doesn't call for you to be the principal, right? You got to be that nice, loving first grade teacher, right? You know that first grade teacher we all had? She loved all the students. She made sure they were all good. She stood late after school, whatever they needed. She made different graphs for math problems, and she tried to find different ways to get you to learn math and multiplication. I was slow in math, and I had this one teacher, by the second grade, and she went to hell and back trying to get me to learn multiplication. Made a whole graph on a paper, wrote it out, and I learned from that little graph. I couldn't get it, and she sat there and wrote out this grid for me. Boy, save my multiplication life, right? So the point is, the lessons are going to be learned, but the first lesson is how to be sincere in when you give, how to show that person sincerity. Because every lesson that's being put out there is a lesson that has to be tossed back. If y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Kind of.
Everything that's put out there has to be put back. So if I put out hospitality to a person, they have to be able to put that back. That's going to be for next week. Oh yeah, we're going to deal with the person that's receiving the hospitality next week. Today we're dealing with the person that's supposed to give the hospitality. That's in that because you're in the position. Those that are strong bear the infirmities of the weak. So we talking about the strong today. Next week we're going to talk about the weak ones and what their role is and how they receive hospitality. I'm just giving y'all a little pregame. Right? Read on.
Blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
See that? You're called for this. You're called. Right? So, warm welcome. What's the next thing after the warm welcome? What do y'all think? Next key element. After I receive the person in true sincerity, warm welcome, then what? What?
Then they to give it back to y'all?
No, not yet. Come on, after I give the warm welcome, what's the next step? They pop up at the door. Hey, damn, okay, yeah, come on.
Invite him in.
Right? And then what? Give them what they need.
Yeah.
Give them the
I
thing
said
they
it.
need.
I said it already.
Huh?
I was saying it already with the scripture, the meats.
Yeah, you give them the things that they need. You provide the thing needful.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So in order to provide the thing that's needed, you have to gotta know the person. You gotta speak to them. You have to understand their circumstance. Right? So you provide the thing needed. So let's get a
Can we read this?
where you at? Go ahead.
Okay, so
And
providing
go to Judges 19 and verse 10. You're already an hour in.
providing what's needed, or provisions of needs. Offering food, drink, shelter, or assistance to someone particularly in a way that is thoughtful and accommodating.
Thoughtful and accommodating, right? Thoughtful and accommodating. So, what does that mean? Well, it's like, you know, it's like when I got people at my house, I got guests at my house, or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to accommodate what they need, right? I'm trying to accommodate their needs. So, you know, I've had sisters, brothers stay at my crib for long periods of time, and then short periods of time. So usually what we do is, first couple of nights somebody's at the house and we know they're gonna be here for a while, we're accommodating the needs. What you need to eat? What you want us to cook? You know what I'm saying? We're about to hit the store. You need this? We try to provide a jump start to that person so they can get acclimated to being in that new setting, right? So you're going to try to go out the way to provide what's needed. They may not have the resource to be able to hit the store and buy what they need. They may not have the means of transportation, because you'll have that where a brother might be staying with you and he need a place to stay and he ain't got no vehicle. So now you got to provide vehicle and place for him to stay. Same, sister, same thing, right? We've been through all different levels of this matrix set up. 3 brothers in a brother's house. This brother right here is Mr. Stay With Me. This brother right here is Mr. Stay With Me. Right? It was. Really like that. Like, these niggas out. But it was at one time he had like what, 3 brothers at once?
4. Yeah.
4 brothers at once? How? You had 3 rooms. 2 brothers were sharing a room?
2 brothers were sharing a room.
Who?
Shaquat and Mark were in one room.
Oh, damn.
Jermaine
And Major?
Jermaine was in one room. Major was on the couch.
Oh, it was nasty work. Mister, come stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
And how many of them brothers have vehicles? 0. None of them brothers have vehicles. The only one that might have had a little bit of money was Shaquat. He was working them all.
Yeah.
So this brother literally had to provide for 4 grown-ass men or 3 grown-ass men, plus his own rib and family and kids. At that time, there's no kid. Oh, no kids yet. So yeah, he's coming into a brand new marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now you got these men in the house, and so he has to be able to provide. First of all, welcome them warmly. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's cool. Brothers could be here. I know I'm just trying to get my thing started, but it's all good. They got it, right? In sincerity, and then provide what they need. This brother need a ride over here. This brother need a ride over here. This brother, he all he want to be is a vegan and complains. You got too much meat in the fridge, brother. I'm a vegan. Like what? Oh, okay, well, brother, you always fasting, huh? You always on a fast. Ain't no food in the house. Some things, hey, you just gotta deal with.
You gotta make being broke spiritual.
And much fastings, right? God.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you got to even deal with them not understanding the hospitality that's being shown, and not losing your damn mind behind putting so much into a person. You almost got to look at it like, man, there is a reason why this person is in their position, and I'm here to try to show them why, but not through browbeating them, but more through example. See, we're good at talking down and berating a person, but you're whack at doing the example towards them, to show them the example that they need to see so they can understand what they should be doing. It's like the little sly remarks, you can do those. The sly remarks and the slick comments and the this and the that. But when it's time to show them the lesson, right, and not walk around the house in a agitated spirit because they're there, you could do that easily. Why not just talk to the person and get that spirit off you? Why not just express to them the things that you dislike about what they do in the house and teach them the lesson? We're gonna explore all that. I'm just throwing certain things out there. Read Judges 19 and 10.
Judges chapter 19 and verse 10.
Then I'll read to verse 21. So Judges 19 is about the Levite who had a concubine, nasty word. He had a concubine that ran off, went back to her daddy's house, playing the whore. So he goes off to go get her. So he ends up at the father's house. You can always read the chapter. He's hanging out with the dad, they drinking, the dad is trying to keep him because he don't want him to go. He's happy to meet the son-in-law, right? He don't want him to go. The son-in-law, after a few days, finally says, hey, we gotta go. I gotta get back to living my life, get the wife back to the house, servants, camels, right? So they leave the father's house, and we start from there. Go ahead, verse 10.
Judges chapter 19 and verse 10.
Right?
But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed.
Right. So he didn't stay at the father's. He rose up and departed. Go ahead.
And came over against Jebus, which is Jerusalem.
Right.
And there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his master, come, I pray thee, and let us turn into this city of Jebusites.
Right.
And lodge in it.
Remember, the Jebusites, at this time in Judges, I know it said Jerusalem, but remember, our land was overran by Jebusites and Hivites and Nistite and Nadite. So we didn't have our land in its completeness. So there were other nations in the land. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And his master said unto him, we will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger. That is not of the children of Israel.
Why? Why will we not turn into the city of him that is a stranger? Like, why would an Israelite say this? Nah, we ain't going to these strangers, man. We got to go to the Israelites. We got to go to our people. It goes back to what? We just read it. We talked about it. What?
The law.
It goes back to the spiritual and cultural value that we held on being hospitable. He knew that the strangers didn't have the same values. And that at least if I pull up on some Israelites, they're going to have some values because of the law. But remember, at this time, there was no king in the earth. And men did as they pleased, is what you read in the beginning of this chapter. Remember, he's a Levite with a concubine. That was off as hell, right? It was off. He wasn't supposed to have no concubine. And she wasn't supposed to be running around playing the whore and him going and chasing her. The Levites were dedicated to the priesthood. Some form of it. What the hell was he doing? So you can see that no one's really doing the law, but he's really knowing these nations, they're not held to the same standard that we're at. So we pull up in this city, we're gonna be sitting in the streets all night. Let's go to an Israelite city. Read on. Cultural and spiritual value. Go ahead.
We will pass over Gibeah.
Right.
Verse 13. And he said unto his servant, Come, and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night. And Gibeah or Ramah.
Gibeah being the place of the Benjamites, where Saul was from, Gibeah. Go ahead, Benjamite city, read.
And they passed on and went their way. And the sun went down upon them when they were by Gibeah, which belongeth to Benjamin.
Right.
Verse 15. And they turned aside thither to go in and lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat him down in a secret of the city. For there was no man that took him into his house to lodge him.
So he's thinking, man, when I pull up, man, surely an Israelite, Benjamite, gonna grab me, put me in the crib, straw for the, for the camels, wine. Nope, nobody. The spiritual and cultural values by this time were gone. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned into Gibeah. But the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou, and whence comest thou? Verse 18. And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of the Mount Ephraim. From thence I am, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah. But I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to house.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for thy handmaid, and for thy young man, which is in thy servants.
Which is with thy servants. Go ahead.
Which is with thy servants.
Go ahead.
There is no want of anything.
Go ahead.
And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me.
He said what?
Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me.
So even though this man wasn't taken in, here comes another old man that, hey man, what you got going on? Why y'all just out here in these streets? Remember, Benjamin was rugged at this time. A lot of crazy work happening in Benjamin City, right? And so this old man knew that any passersby that was out in the streets, it was gonna be tough. It was gonna be tough for him for what Benjamin was on.
Open the chocolates.
Oh man.
Yeah, Benjamin was on some different stuff, right? We just gonna say leave it like that, right? So this man, first thing, cultural and spiritual value, right? Spiritually, I got to do this thing. This man is a stranger. Man, let me see what he's about. Let me inquire. Let me engage him to see, man, what's he doing? Sun's going down. We in a dangerous part of town. We in Little Jamaica, right? We in Kingston. You know what I'm saying? We in Benjamin City, right? We in Waterhouse. Let's see what's up. What you doing out here, man? You know where you at? That's basically what he was on. Like, you know where you at?
Yeah.
Yeah, or man, you know where you at and where are you going? I'm going here. Well, bruh, you know what? You have to come with me. All your needs and wants be on me. Provide the thing needed. That's what I'm going here for. Read on.
Only lodge not in the street.
Yeah, I'd rather you stay with me and put it all on me than be out in the streets. Go ahead.
Verse 21.
So you see the level of sincerity and care for his brethren because of the spiritual and cultural value that we held in this matter. Go ahead.
Verse 21. So he brought him into his house.
Right.
And gave provender unto the asses.
Right.
And they washed their feet and did eat and drink.
Right. Go to Matthew 25:24. Matthew 25:34.
Come on.
Matthew's, where you going?
Kings, 2 Kings. Lady took care of it.
Yeah. You can go there instead. Go there.
2 Kings chapter 4, verse 8. So like this previous verse, it was about providing the thing that was needed, right? And then we're going to see through this example how in the definition of hospitality of going beyond and
Hold that.
Hold it.
Hold that. Go to Matthews. Go to Matthews. Hold that. That's what that part is about.
Come.
We're doing this in stages.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm trying to get them to understand something. That there is levels to hospitality. And you could be on intermediate level or you could be on high level. So remember, we're dealing with just providing what's needed. Right? Providing what a person just needs. You need water? Got you. You need food? Got you. Right? And there's an honor in that. That's the point. There's an honor in that. So watch, go to Matthews. Read the Matthews real quick.
Book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 34.
Did I say that? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall the king say unto them
Right.
on his right hand,
Right?
Come, ye blessed of my Father,
Right?
inherit the kingdom prepared for you
Go ahead.
from the foundation of the world.
Go ahead.
For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat.
See that? I was hungry and you gave me meat. Go ahead.
I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink.
I was thirsty and you gave me drink. Go ahead.
I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Go ahead.
Naked, and ye clothed me.
So you met my needs. Go ahead.
I was sick, and ye visited me.
Come on.
I was in prison, and ye came unto me.
Uh-huh.
Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee in hunger,
Right?
and fed thee,
Right?
or thirsty, and gave thee drink?
See, this goes to sincerity. There's a reason why I slid this in. Because listen to what they asked him. Lord, when did we see you and feed you? Because surely if you see Christ and he popped into your face asking you for water, you're going to do everything short of spit inside of a cup to make him get something to drink. Meaning you're going to get you some, you're going to get some water quick. Right? I need something to eat. You're going to bake listen, 8-star meal if it was Jesus the Christ in front of your face. Right? You're going to do everything possible to accommodate the Christ. So they asked a valid question. When did we see you and feed you, Christ? When did we see you? Because if we would have saw you, we would have been extra sincere. We would have been extra on top of it. What does he say?
When saw we thee a stranger,
Right?
and took thee in,
We never saw you. We never did these things towards you. Go ahead.
or naked, and clothed thee?
Go ahead.
Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison,
Go ahead.
and came unto thee?
Go ahead.
And the king shall answer and say unto them,
Uh-huh.
Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it to one of the least,
To one of the what?
one of the least,
One of the what?
one of the least,
See, that goes back to that sincerity. Because a person was one of the least, you didn't do it with a grudging mind. You didn't do it with a grudging spirit. Because it wasn't Quatazab, Shaddad, Lakarab. You didn't do it with a grudge.
Yeah.
You didn't look at, rank, status, stature, to make sure that your hospitality was at the highest of levels. But you provided the thing needed because you cared to do so. You see that? That's why I'm going here. And that's why I'm going, now y'all hopefully y'all are getting the progression of this class. Because there are levels, but you got to meet the first levels before you could actually get to the high level. The high level, there's a high level of hospitality that we're supposed to show. But if I can't get past the warm welcome, the greeting, even wanting you to be in my presence, wanting you to share my space, and then caring to give you the things that's needed based on, not based on your status in the camp or our friendship. Well, we ain't best of friends, like, why I gotta do that for you? She's more cool with such and such. He's more cool with such and such. Let them do it. No, you're called to do it. Remember, he said it in Peter's. He said it in Peter's. He said something very, very, very good. Knowing that ye are thereunto called, that you should inherit the blessing. But how do you inherit a blessing? By blessing. Blessed to be a blessing. Right? Blessed to be a blessing. You inherit the blessing because you're able to bless. The Most High even said it to Abraham. He said, I'll bless them that bless you and curse them that curse you. So that's a universal principle, man. The more you bless, the more you are blessed. The more you give willingly and not grudgingly, the less you'll be grudged. It's not a hard concept. Right? You read that, Matthews? Next principle. So once I get past the principle, I'm going to just give you what you need. I'm going to just give you what you need. Now I got genuine concern. Next element is genuine concern. Read that for me.
Genuine concern. It goes beyond formality. True hospitality involves a heartfelt desire to ensure that the guest feels accepted.
Whatsoever you do, do it heartily unto the Most High and not unto men. So to have a genuine concern, that means I have to genuinely speak to you. I have to genuinely inquire about your needs. I gotta really care for your needs. I gotta care for the needs of you and whoever is around that you're bringing into this situation, right?
You know what's funny about that is like
speak on it, Mr. Airbnb.
Sometimes people can be shy.
Hey, why is there 3 sisters in the back? Go ahead.
People can be shy and they could need something or want something, but they're like, I don't want to be a bother. So they'll kind of keep their mouth shut. But just in that genuine concern, a part of that is, thinking for the other person. What could they need help with? What could they need? How long you gonna be here? You need special toiletries. What kind of soap you use? You got any kind of like allergies that I need that they may not just come out and say because they don't want to feel like they're putting you out or what's the word I'm looking for?
Putting you on the spot.
No, not putting you on the spot. They don't want to feel like they're bothering you.
Right. They don't want to feel like they're bothering
They're
you.
being a nuisance or they're being a bother. So part of the genuine concern is putting your mind in their mind. How are they feeling? Just think about it. Think about if you had to go live with somebody else for a moment due to any circumstance. How you gonna feel about that? You're gonna feel everything. Shame, regret, scared. You're gonna want to tiptoe around on eggshells. You're gonna feel a certain type of way of having to be in a person's space for whatever reason. So genuinely, a person would have to put themselves in the other person's shoes. And then you would be able to get a grasp on, I know what to provide on a comfort level. Let me not just say, hey, whatever you need, let me know. Be easy, whatever you need, let me know. Whatever you need, let me know. But then the person on the other end of the what you need, let me know, don't want to let you know because they already feel a way about being around your space. They already feel a way. They already feel weird about it. Right? So they're not going to let you know. They're going to move around funny. And they're going to be quiet. And they're going to be isolated to themselves. And they're going to be moving around, trying not to be noticed. Trying not to disrupt whatever you got going on. Because remember, in certain circumstances, especially like in this day and age, when a brother or sister got to lodge with another brother or sister, it's not because it's something great. It's not because we both went to Zillow, searched for a 5-bedroom and chose it together, and then said, you know what, we both gonna pay rent on this and split it. No, it's usually I lost my housing I lost this. I'm beefing with hubby, or this is going on. I fell into a circumstance. You got the extra space I needed. And then we got to have the weird talks. Okay, well, this is how much the rent, this is how much the light, and that all puts a weirdness around it, which it shouldn't. Some of y'all don't even want to have the conversations on charging a person because I don't want to make it weird for them. Nigga, they grown.
Yeah, like,
Make it weird is crazy. We grown. It ain't weird when they turn that water on. It ain't weird when they flip that light switch and it come on. So why is it weird to talk about how much they gotta pay?
you know what's weird? What's weird is
Yo,
it's weird to not have the conversation about how things should go in the house.
right.
And then when things are going the way that you don't like, it's
Bring it out.
like, oh, why are you doing that? It's like, well, they don't know. There was nothing.
There was no
established
standard rule schedule, right? There was no cleaning schedule, cooking schedule, this schedule, that schedule, and usually it's because you don't have one for your immediate house anyway. So how could you administer that to somebody and you don't have one for your home, right? Like, come on. My kids is on a schedule. They got a cleaning schedule. The girls got a cooking schedule. That way, if somebody else slides into my house, because I know that at any moment somebody might need a place to live, guess what? You're gonna fall right into this schedule of cooking and cleaning. I got a scheduled bill schedule. So, hey, they don't pay themselves.
Nope.
Right? I mean, hey, you could literally ask. I had a sister stay with me. She was on a cooking schedule with the girls. There was things that she had to clean, the bathroom, the this, to that. You just fall right in and you make it easy, and we deal with that early, right? Upon move-in day, because sometimes things happen, and you know, as a camp, we gotta move quick. This happened, and it's like, okay, we get on the phone. The three horsemen. We get on the phone. Hey, we got this situation. Where can we put them? Where we putting such and such? And it's like, okay, well, not that person. I'll take her. I'll take them. But then now it's up to you to have the conversation of what is expected from them. Because they expect something from you. Warm welcome.
Yep.
What else? The things that they need,
Yep.
the provisions, the food, the this, the that, right? But then you're supposed to, if you want to teach them something, this is where you teach them something, through the structure of your home. But if your home ain't structured, then what? What can you teach? Right? If a young sister come and live with you as a sister, and she needs to learn structure, but you ain't even got that with your rib, then what does she learn by way of structure? Where does she get that from? We're gonna deal with that. I don't want to jump. But genuine concern, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, how do we get to the level of having genuine concern? Well, first of all, you have to ask yourself, why does the Most High put me in the position to provide for another person? Just like how you have genuine concern for your children and their well-being, and you watch them and you make sure, and you this and you that, and you food and and you give them rules and structure. Anybody that comes underneath your roof is supposed to abide by them same rules. Especially when they're the ones that need something. They need more than just the food and the clothing and the this and the that. But you're supposed to understand to administer all the things they need in due time. But why you is the question. Why you? That's something that you have to ask within yourself. Why me? When you understand that you might be in this position to have to give this high level of hospitality, these are the questions you do have to sit back and ask. Why me? So that way you can answer the question. Well, what is it about me that can be the example to this person? What is it in me that I don't have that they have? Ecclesiastes 42:24. Who is the lesson for, is the question. Who is this lesson of hospitality truly for? Now, Some of us are going to be like, well, it's for them because they need something. How uppity and damn selfish and snotty are you to think that you don't need something? Read.
This book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 42 and 24.
Come on.
All things are double, one against another.
One against another. That person is put there for you. Go ahead.
And he had made nothing imperfect.
Go ahead.
One thing establisheth the good of another.
Wait, what?
One thing establisheth the good of another.
They're there to establish your good, and you're there to establish their good. Because spiritually and culturally, that's what we did. We did things to establish the good of another. It said when your brother was waxing poor, you took him in. You opened up your hand wide. You helped him out. And then when he was ready to roll, it said you opened up your barn, your storehouses, your wine press, and gave him out of the flock of asses and let him roll with whatever he wanted. But see, we've adopted a different culture, is the point that I'm trying to show y'all. Y'all moving in a different culture, this selfish culture. It's non-nationalistic. Right? You're more of an American. You believe more in America than you do your Israelite card. You got more of an American culture inside of you than you do an Israelite culture. And so when you read that American culture, well, you get those American problems. Right? So genuine concern. Go from there, go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 23. So one thing is set against another, so nothing is imperfect. The one thing establishes the good of another. So again, they're put with you, so you establish their good, but they also have things that they can establish within you. They can show you where your patience is at for real. They can show you where your hospitality is at for real, where your charity is at for real, where your long suffering is at for real. How good of a teacher are you for real? They'll show you those things. They'll show you what level you are on all those things that you think you're good at. Every man will be first in his cause, but his neighbor will searcheth him out. Every man is first in his own cause, but a just man who can find. A faithful man who can find, excuse me. Are you faithful to the things that you teach and profess? What?
Are these on the same point? We got different points.
We're on genuine concern. Did you write that down? Oh, you was gone for a sec. So you should have Matthew's 25 and 34, and then genuine concern, and then the Ecclesiasticus, and now this Corinthians. Read it.
1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 23.
Right?
And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable.
See, you think a person is less honorable because they need your hospitality. You look at them as less honorable because they need your charity. You're looking at them less honorable. The Bible don't teach that. You're looking at them as less honorable because they need something. And you forget that you need something too. Read on.
Upon these we bestow more abundant honor.
Upon these we do what?
We bestow more abundant honor.
Right. Didn't it say something about true hospitality involves a heartfelt desire to ensure that the guest feels accepted, safe, and honored? The genuine care, honored. So you're going to do an act in a way that this person feels honored to be in your space. You're not going to do things to make them walk on eggshells.
Right.
You're going to do the hospitality part, what the person of hospitality does. See, I know what y'all are thinking. But what if they're a niggard in the house? What if they moving around anyway in the house? Just tune in next week. We'll talk about all that. Right now, we're dealing with what you're supposed to do if you're in a hospitality posture to give it. How should you give it? Well, if you grudge while you're giving it, you won't be genuine. It's not your job to be grudgeful. Just give it. Just do it. Let him be a nigga in the house for a little bit. Now you got something to teach. How else you gonna know what to talk about? But if you don't establish rules, then guess what? A person's gonna take it as a free-for-all anyway.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't establish rules and you think, well, they should know, they're grown. Well, it don't always work like that. The they should know they're grown, passive-aggressive ass attitude don't work for Israel. Israel should know a lot of things, and a lot of Israelites is grown. But it says wisdom is not in the age. It says aged men are not always wise. So a person is 30 don't mean they wise. Because they got kids don't mean they wise. Because they got gray hairs don't mean they wise. Because it's a woman don't mean she's wise. Because it's a man don't mean he's wise. It says whoever is wise, let him show it out of his conversation. That's how you know what wisdom is. And his works. Read on.
And our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. For our comely parts have no need, but God hath tempered the body together.
Yeah, you look at yourself, the one that's given the hospitality, as the comely part. So you ain't got no need. But the need is that you're tempered together with the uncomely part. Think about it. What good is a pinky without a hand? What good is a hand without a thumb? You just like a damn puppy trying to pick up a. You. That's wild. You have to have thumbs for the hands to mean something. When you look at the it's just a thumb. It's no big deal. Go ahead and lose that thumb. Go ahead and lose that thumb and see what happens. Lose that pinky toe and see what that balance is looking like. Lose that big toe and see if you can run fast. Like the things that we look at as unnecessary or uncomely or not beautiful or just, you know what? Whatever. They're tempered together with the rest of the body for a reason, because they are needed. They provide something, as well as the part that they're attached to provides something to them. That's the point. You're set against one another to make things perfect, to establish the good in one another. Never forget that on either end. You can be high-minded as the person that has the ability to provide hospitality and look down on a person and be like, well, yeah, you in this position because you whack.
Oh, we got a scoffer.
You in this position because you whack. What they talk? How can you scoff this class? How can you?
It's John.
Oh, John. Okay, I don't know who John is. I might worry about John. Delete John. I don't know. Block John. Or let John just laugh. Obviously, John don't understand humility. Neither does he care to display humility. Right? Read where you at.
1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 24.
Go ahead.
For our comely parts have no need,
Go ahead.
but God hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked.
It says what?
Having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked.
See, that's the point. We're supposed to be giving more abundant honor to the person that's lacking. Not making them feel bad for lacking. Not looking down on them, not browbeating them, not side-eyeing, not moving a certain way when they're around because they lack. You're supposed to give the honor. You're supposed to be more inclusive. You're supposed to include them in situations. Build them up. Build up their mind. Build up their spirit. Build up their strength. Not make them feel bad for lacking. Where you at? What verse?
Verse 35.
Where we read it to? Let's see. Oh, you're going to read the verse. Verse what?
Verse 25.
25? Oh, wait. Salakia. Read the verse 27. Go ahead.
Until Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
That there should be no schism in the body,
That there should be no schism. Go ahead.
but that members should have the same care one for another.
See that? It should be one care, one for another. Because we forget that at any moment, any one of us could be in need of hospitality on a high level. At a high, listen, we all. I don't know why Israelites be trying to cap, man. Like y'all ain't one paycheck away from being homeless anyway. Like you ain't one paycheck away from living with another brother. You're fired away from. You one email away from. Hey, I need somewhere to stay. So I don't know why we get high-minded because we be in these positions. Like at any moment, the Most High can't flip the tables on you. Go ahead.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it.
Come on.
Or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it.
Read.
Now ye are the body of Christ.
You are the what?
The body of Christ.
You are the what?
The body of Christ.
Read.
And the members in particular.
What verse you at?
That was 27.
That was 27. Right? So let's go to Philippians 2:19. Philippians 2:19. Let's try to get through this. I mean, we almost done. Yeah, we almost done. Go ahead.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 19.
Go ahead.
But I trust in the Lord Jesus to send Timotheus shortly unto you.
Right, so this is Paul in his letter to the Philippians, letting them know, look, I'm going to send Timothy to you. Go ahead.
That I also may be of good comfort.
That I may be of good comfort. Why? Go ahead.
When I know your state.
Why? Because Timothy is going to report your state, meaning your status, your state of being, how you guys are doing, your status, how are you, right? Your state, your physical state, your mental state of, in this language we say state of mind. They just use state, your being, your wellness. Go ahead.
For I have no man like-minded who will naturally care.
Who will what?
Who will naturally care.
Who will what?
Who will naturally care.
Go ahead.
For your state.
Right. So when it says who will naturally care for your state, that phraseology, that Greek phrase, naturally care for your state, it translates to genuinely take thought on your behalf. Genuinely take thought on your behalf. So if I'm genuinely taking thought of a person's state, whether it be good or bad, what comes next? That's a question that we're going to answer. Right? So I got another question. How is this genuine care displayed? These are questions that you can answer personally inside your own mind. Right? How is it displayed? Well, one of my answers is you display genuine care and concern for a person through your conversation with them. Right? Through your conversation. Do I have this here? Go to James 2. You know what I need? In James 2? Things needful for the body. 2 and man said Aramaic. Nigga said Aramaic. Oh man. There's not be enough bombs dropping over there for him to pay attention to the right news channel. Where we at?
Okay, James chapter 2 and verse 16.
Go ahead.
And one of you say unto them,
Go ahead.
Depart in peace.
Uh-huh.
Be ye warmed and filled.
Right.
Notwithstanding.
Did you read? No, read the verse up. Read the verse up.
Verse 15.
Right.
If a brother or sister be naked,
Right.
and destitute of daily food,
Go ahead.
and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled,
Right.
Notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body.
Right, because a person say, I'm hungry, I'm this, I'm that. It's supposed to spark a thought of what? The genuine concern sparks a thought of what?
Let's fulfill that.
Right, how do I get you something? How do I fulfill at least the food part or whatever it is? Right, that's how you show it, where you hear it and then you think about how to help a person and then you actually try to do it. You actually do it. That's how you display the genuine concern. You don't just hear it and then be like, that's cool. That's what's up. No, you engage the person, because it might not be, what if it's not a food or a drink or a housing situation, but they actually need wisdom? Don't you have to speak to them to be able to understand their problem, to be able to give them said wisdoms? Or whatever spiritual edification they may need. So you gotta deal with the person on a different level than just in passing, right? It gotta be more, it has to be a more pointed effort towards that person. Man, the person, this person's going through this, they're going through that. They're here with me because I can show them certain things. Like, okay, watch, I'm gonna use you for an example. You stay with Shaddai, and you're not gonna hate my example. Now, you're probably gonna agree with it. So, you ever think about why you end up with Shaddai at his crib?
Kind.
What did you come to conclusion-wise? Because you could have been at Locker Rob's, you could have been at my crib. Why did you go to Shaddai's? What do you think now? Since it's been 3 years, what do you think? What spiritually, what are you understanding about you being there? On the spot.
Pretty
First of all, is he a hospitable guest or a host?
Kind.
Okay, go ahead. Let's get that out the way. Go ahead.
I would say we're more alike. Like,
Right.
spiritually, I'm more relatable to Shaddai than to Lakarab or to you.
Okay. So you guys relate on certain things, right? What else?
That's all I got.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. But see, not when I look at it, I look at the things that you needed to learn as far as just manhood and responsibility. You were going to learn that from either one of us, right? But Shaddai, the way he would bring it to you and brings it to you, right? It's less abrasive, right? He knows how to deal with your spirit in a way of shathakness, in a way of calm, right? Where he can articulate things to you. Not that we all can't do it, but he's tailor-made for that, for you, right? Where you need nudges, but he gives you these nudges that don't seem like he's punching you in the face or punching you in the back, but he is nudging you aggressively. Come on, brother, let's do this, right? Come on, and he's on you, but he knows how to be on you and not be offensive, right? So that's what I see, like, okay, yeah, I see, yeah, the Spirit worked that out because this is what that brother needed, right? So there's a reasoning for why these things happen. It's not just because it's an available space and just throw them over here, right? It's, well, what does the brother need spiritually? What is he going to need spiritually? What is he going to need physically? What is he going to need long term? What is he going to need to see? Right? What is he going to need to see in the man or the woman that he's around? Right? Some of us need to see better relationships in our eyesight other than the thing you're going through. Some of us need to see how a woman moves around the house and keeps it organized better than you, or a man, how he organizes and orders his house and is the covering of his house, and gives those lessons through examples, because it's easy to just throw scripture, but now you get to see scripture in play. You get to see it being lived out, or you get to see it not being lived out. That's another thing you got to look at. I'm learning what not to do from this person. Ew, nasty word, right? I'm learning what not to do. So these things are set up. Yes, we counsel about them, we talk about them, but then the Spirit also guides it more than we can counsel and talk about it for the behalf of both parties, right? For the behalf of both parties. So go to Romans 12. So the question is, how is this displayed, this genuine concern for a person? Romans 12:15.
Romans chapter 12 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
Rejoice with them that do rejoice.
Do what?
Rejoice with them that do rejoice.
I'm only going to rejoice with you if I really care to rejoice. I'm only going to rejoice with you if I really care about the good things that you got going on. Go ahead.
And weep with them that weep.
I'm only going to really care to weep with you if I care about what you're going through.
Done.
I'm going to only mourn with you if I care. If I don't care, it's get over it, nigga. Keep it moving. Get over it. Keep it moving. I'm going to brush you to the side and go on with my day. But if I care, I'm going to inquire. We're going to talk. I'm going to ask. I'm going to try to find ways to appease that mourning. I'm going to try to find ways to add to that joy. Go ahead.
Be of the same mind.
Be a what?
Be of the same
Because
mind.
that's what it boils down to. Are we in the same mind, one towards another? If it was me, would you do it for me? As I'm doing it for you. As I'm displaying this hospitality and this love and this charity with genuine care, would you do the same for me? Would you be in the same mind towards me? Come on.
One toward another.
Right?
Mind not high
He
things.
said what?
Mind not high things.
Go ahead.
But condescend to man of low estate.
This is how you show the genuine care. By condescending. To condescend means to go with. It means to go with or be taken away with. Meaning, I'm going to go with you through your lows, your ups, your downs. I'm going to be in the same mind that you're in, but with wisdom. So you might be in a mourning state. Well, I'm going to mourn with you, but then I'm going to be able to be there to walk you through the lesson. I'm going to mourn with you. Right? You get a win? Well, we all got a win. I'm going to win with you, but then I'm going to show you the lesson. Okay, you got this win. Now what? You got to keep getting the wins. How we keep getting the wins? Where there's no vision, the people perish. How we keep winning? Oh, you in the mourning state? Well, what's going on? Why are you feeling like that? What's the Most High trying to show you? You're dealing with this person on a more intimate level than just, here goes some food, the eggs is in the fridge, the water is over there, the towels are in the closet. Peace. Peace. It's more to it than just providing the shelter. It's more to it than giving them a parking space in your driveway. It's more to it than don't forget to turn the lights off when you leave the room. Turn the fan off when you leave the room. Like, it's more to it than that. There has to be a genuine care, because if a person is in a situation that they're in these low estates, can't they be brought up out the low estate to a high estate? Are we not the means to teach, to bring each other out of low estates? Instead of your brother be brought into a low estate, you're supposed to help him. That help them come in many ways. So, last point, or last key element, services orientated. Who knows what that means? Services, and then the word orientated. What does that mean? When things are orientated, what?
Say how things are set up.
Right, how things are set up. What?
Like
Wait.
the order of things.
Kinda. There's more to it. Anybody else? It means what?
How things are presented?
Yeah, there's more to it. Y'all are both right, but there's more to it. What?
When you do orientation, it's like showing something new.
Okay.
Learning something.
Okay, you're using the word a little, you're understanding it out of a context, in a different context, but you're right. Services orientated or services tailor-made to that person. When you orient something to someone, you tailor it to their needs. That's why it goes beyond just food, drink, water, and a bed. What does this person actually need now? Now that they fill their belly, now that they got some rest, they still got to be here for some months. Now what do they need? Didn't it say something about like comfort? Wait. Let's scroll back up real quick. Hold on. Let me scroll up. I don't want to lie on this definition. Damn, okay. Offer comfort, food, shelter. Wait, didn't it say emotional warmth? Oh, whoa, damn. It said that, right?
John?
Emotional warmth, comfort. Okay. So now I'm looking beyond the carnal. Now I'm going, remember you were talking about going above?
John.
Now I'm going above and beyond the necessity of food and water. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you can borrow my car. It's over there. Grab the keys. Yeah, you can borrow my shoes, my house slippers. It's all good. They're over there. It's more than that. What does this person actually need so they can stop being in this estate? So, services orientated, adjusted or tailor something to specified circumstances or need. Right? Putting the comfort and well-being of the guest before personal convenience, before your own personal conveniences. Not just what is done, but how it's done. Attentiveness, respect, and care. So, like if I know a person, if a person is living with me and they need conversation, I know they need a lot of conversation. They need a lot of talking. They need a lot of lessons to be showed through them through the things that they're doing with themselves, their children. And I got to constantly talk to them. I know that that's what they need. Well, what's going to be sacrificed in the need for them? In the need for me to give them 4 or 5 hour conversations daily, 2-3 hour conversations daily. Sit them down, let's rap. In that need, in giving them those services that are orientated towards them, now who is disorientated? You, yourself, your own family. Your own rib might not be able to get the conversations and the boo time she was getting before the person got there. Your own kids may not be able to get those lessons before they got there. But guess what? That only hurts if you weren't doing that before the person got there towards your family. If you weren't already talking to your rib and dealing with your kids before they got there, well, they're going to suffer more because now you can't do that to them at all. And then they get to see somebody else get all that. And then that's when what? The rich, like, you spend more time counseling than you do. They get more of your time and then that starts a whole nother issue. But if you're already not doing it before that person gets there, your family's going to suffer regardless. But if you're doing it before that person is introduced into your situation or introduced to where they need a high level of hospitality, you're going to be all right. All she got to do is tap back into all the lessons and things you taught her before the person got there. Your kids will be all right. You just got to give them little reminders, right? Ain't that how it works? Like, they should be able to just dive into the bank of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and pull from that and not decay. And all you got to do is come through and maintain them spiritually and edify them on certain things here and there. While you're able to dive in with the other person that needs that service of counsel, right? Or that service of, they need to see family structure, how that works. Or again, how a woman orders her home. Or how a man oversees his home. Responsibility. Or how a woman takes care of children for real. Or how a woman works, takes care of her children, takes care of her husband, does all the duties of the camp and don't complain about it. Sometimes you need to see that. Those are the services orientated towards this person. 1 Timothy 3:2. We're almost done. We're coming home. We're coming home with it. I think we are, right? Yeah. Look, we make a good time.
30 minutes.
Damn. 1 Timothy 3:2. Two more precepts.
1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality.
What did he say?
Given to hospitality.
Given to hospitality. Right? Which is just a phraseology. Given to hospitality is just a phrase. When you break it down in the Greek, it's G 5382 philexinos. Philexinos is two words, right? And guess what it means? Guess what it means? Friend of strangers. Philex and an enos is friend. Enos is stranger. Philex, philox is friend. It goes right back to the definition of the word and the etymology of the word, which is friendly host or friend of guests, whatever it is. It goes right back to the etymology, right? Definition, loving strangers. That's the definition, right? Fond of guests. So this is when it says given to hospitality, to think about the mind state. It uses this phraseology, but think about the mind state associated with the phrase fond of guests. That means you don't mind them being around. That means you don't mind a person in need and you providing those needs. You don't mind it. You actually embrace it. You actually look forward to it. Hey, what you need? You need anything? Your hospitality goes way beyond them having to be inside your home. You're in a hospitable mind state or posture no matter where you go. Y'all understand? Right. So, right, loving strangers. Go to Genesis 24:15. Genesis 24:15 and Luke 10. And this Genesis, it's like the nail in the coffin. It's like the nail in the coffin because we're going to see something about the services orientated. We're going to see the friendly welcome, the greeting, the genuine care and love. We're going to see this displayed all in one person. The going above and beyond when you don't have to. One of our foremothers, right? Read. Where you at? Read. 24:15. Read.
Genesis chapter 24, verse 15.
Right.
And it came to pass, before he had done speaking,
right,
that behold, Rebekah came out,
right,
who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder.
So she's going out to grab water for the house. That's what she's going to do. They go to the well daily, the women, and they gather the water for their home. That's like the woman's duty, part of it. Go ahead.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. As she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up.
Go ahead.
And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher.
So think about it. She already went down to the well, grabbed her water, and was leaving, going up towards her home. And the servant runs up and is like, yo, let me get some water out your pitcher. The water you just caught for your household. Let's see what happens. Read.
And she said, drink, my Lord.
She said, nah, that's for the house.
And she said, drink, my Lord.
Nah, I'll go get your own.
And she said, drink, my Lord.
Danger.
And she said, drink, my Lord.
She said, drink my Lord. She don't know this man from Adam, right? But look at the cultural and spiritual value that she's displaying. Now, am I saying go out there and just start, just go grab the local crackhead homeless man and just throw him inside the crack? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But you know what you could do, which I usually do. I usually keep like bottles of water inside the car. I know some of y'all probably wonder, like, why you got so much bottles of water? I keep bottles of water in the crib. That way, if I pull up on somebody out there that's homeless, I'm at the light. What am I handling? Well, at least a bottle of water, at least something. Because then you out there in the median just dying. It's 91 out here. So I at least have a bottle of water to give the person, right? If I got any food, like if I'm riding and I got like food I just bought and I'm eating, and I got it, I'm like, look, here you go. Here's the food. I ain't tripping, you ain't tripping, right? Like at least try to have a mind towards knowing that there's gonna be people out here that need. Like this one dude, he's right there on the right there by my house, all the time. So I always make sure I got a little tall. Do you see him? You ever? No.
Esau?
No, it's like an Israelite cat, real tall, little mini fro. He right there on Bissonnet and Sanat. Just real tall dude. But I always try to make sure I have something, man. I'll just go to the store on purpose sometimes. Buy me what I want, bottle of water if I see him. Here you go. Just hit him with the bottle of water, hit him with a bag of chips, whatever. Right? The kids think I'm buying bags of chips for them. No, I'm handing them to the homeless dude.
Yeah.
I mean, because I have the mind that, okay, he gonna be over here at this median. He got two medians that he be rocking at. The one by the kid's school, the one by my house. Right? So I have at least a mind that, hey, if I could buy me a bag of chips, let me get him some. He out there hot, sweating. Whatever circumstance he's in, he's in.
Yeah.
Right? They be on drugs, they be this. So I'm not saying go out there and like grab the first alcoholic damn panhandler. I almost hit one with the car yesterday. Well, he almost what? He like walked into he's a very aggressive one. That man walked up to the car before the car stopped. And I'm like, whoa. And then I'm pulling up to the light and he just walking right to the car. I'm like, come on, man. Right? But usually, I try to have something just to hand him something through the window. Something. You can't avoid it here in Houston. That's the thing. You can't avoid it. It's part of what Houston is about.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, read on.
As she hasted.
She what?
As she hasted.
She got frustrated, mad, upset.
As she hasted.
She was showing her genuinity, her genuine care for this stranger, this passerby. Go ahead.
And let down her pitcher.
So she went back, got the pitcher. Go ahead.
Upon her hand.
Uh-huh.
And gave him drink.
Yep. Gave him the full pitcher that she just got for her house. Read.
And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also.
Yo, he had 10 camels with him. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And camels is drinking gallons. They're drinking gallons at a time. I think we had looked this up. How much like a camel could drink in one sitting? It's crazy. So she pulled up water for the man and he didn't ask about the camels, did he? She suggested that. She went above and beyond. She orientated her services towards him and his camels. Read on.
As she hasted and emptied her pitcher
Right?
into the trough,
Go ahead.
and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels.
At once. So a camel could drink 30 gallons at once. Remember, they coming on a trip, so them camels is thirsty.
Camels can drink up to 30 gallons of water in 13 minutes.
30 gallons is crazy. That's 6 5-gallon jugs in 30 minutes. 6 5-gallon jugs a camel could drink.
In 13.
Huh?
In 13 minutes.
In 13 minutes. He had 10 camels. Or 5 camels. How many camels did they have? I think it was 10. Go ahead.
And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, to wit whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or
Right.
not.
What verse you at?
Verse 21 going to 22.
Reverse. Get a fast camel. And drinking the. Go to verse 23, just for time.
Verse 23. And said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. And she said, moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge it.
Yeah, we got all that for you. Whatever you need. Go ahead.
And the man bowed down his head and worshiped the Lord.
Go ahead.
And he said, blessed be the Lord God of my master, Abraham.
Right. That's it on that. One more scripture, 2 more scriptures. Go to Luke. Go to Luke. Where you at?
You said Luke 10?
Read it. Luke 10. 10 and 30.
Book of Luke, chapter 10 and verse 30.
And then jump down to verse 33. Go ahead.
And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves.
So this is the Good Samaritan parable. Go ahead.
Which stripped him of his raiment.
Go ahead.
And wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead.
Right. So we're going to read again about above and beyond. Jump down to verse 33.
Verse 33. But a certain Samaritan.
What happened? We know that a Levite came by and just looked at the man and kept it moving. Then a priest came by and looked at the man, kept it moving, hit himself. But a certain Samaritan, go ahead.
As he journeyed, came where he was. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him.
Read.
And went to him.
He had what on him?
Compassion.
Genuine care, compassion. Be compassionate one towards another. He had compassion on him. Go ahead.
And went to him and bound up his wounds.
So not only did he just go to him and check on him, he bounded up his wounds. What else?
Pouring in an oil and wine.
Man, he bounded him up. Pour ointment, oil, wine. Go ahead.
And set him on his beast.
Right.
And brought him to an inn.
Imagine, he took this man to a hotel, patched him up, threw him in the car, drove him to a hotel. That's basically what's going on here. The car is the beast, the inn is the hotel. Go ahead.
And took care of him.
Right.
And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee.
Yeah. He said, look, I gotta go, but look out for this man. Here goes a little upfront money, whatever he needs. And then if we spend more, if y'all spend more on whatever he needs, I got it. That's genuine care. That's above and beyond. That's a duty. Right? Go to Romans 12:9. We're gonna end it here. Romans 12:9.
Romans chapter 12, verse 9.
And then we're going to go back to James 2:15 for Damien. Read that, Romans 12:9.
Romans chapter 12, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Let love be without dissimulation.
Right, let love be without dissimulation. Go ahead.
Abhor that which is evil.
Go ahead.
Cleave to that which is
And
good.
this is like a closing reminder for brothers and sisters, right? When it says dissimulation, right? Dissimulation definition. right? Without a with concealment of one's thoughts, feelings, or character, pretense. What else? To dissimulate, right? Basically, like not being fake, right? You conceal your thought, but you have a different face. So let love be without dissimulation, meaning be real about what you're doing towards others. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you don't want to be charitable, just don't do it, but don't fake it, because it's not going to be willing. And that's the point. And then it's going to not feel genuine anyway towards that person. You're going to feel the lack of genuinity. You're going to feel it. You're going to pick up on it because you don't really mean to do it towards them. So just be real about something. Go ahead.
Be kindly, affectionate, one to another.
Go ahead.
With brotherly love.
Go ahead.
In honor, preferring one another.
Yeah, we should prefer one another. We should prefer the company of one another. We should prefer to look out for one another. We should prefer to uphold one another. That should be a preference. We don't all have the same preferences, though. Go ahead.
Not slothful in business.
Go ahead.
Fervent in spirit.
Go ahead.
Serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope.
Rejoicing in hope. Patient. Go ahead.
Patient in tribulation.
See that? When the person is going through their tribulation, they need patience. When they're going through their lower state, they need patience. What else?
Continuing instant in prayer.
They need prayers. First and foremost, they need your prayers, not your criticisms. Not your looking down on, not your browbeating. Bad person. Bad person. Wicked person. No. Those lessons will come later. But hospitality is about you doing the first thing, which is what is said in Romans, what is said in Peter, and everything in between. Give them the thing that they need, provide it with a genuine spirit, with a willing spirit, with love, with care. Try to go above and beyond for that person. Listen, and what's the reality of the situation? You're going to do all that, and you got niggas amongst us. You got niggas in Israel that won't appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about them next week. We're going to talk about them. But it still doesn't remove the fact of if you're capable of doing something, that you do it. That's the point. If you have the capabilities, shouldn't you do it?
Done.
Yeah. To him that knows to do good and do it or not is what?
Sin unto
Sin.
him.
It says sin unto him. And if you have the capabilities to do it and the means of doing it, you got to do it. That's the point. That's why you were given the means. Read on.
Distributing to the necessity of saints.
Of saints, go ahead. Distributing to the necessity. Watch this. Distributing to the necessity of the saints. Go ahead.
Given to hospitality.
But given to hospitality, because there is I'm just distributing to the needs. Here go this food, here go this water. I could throw anybody a bottle of water and not think twice about it. But am I given to hospitality? Am I literally blessed to be a blessing? Anyone could toss out a bottle of water and not think twice. That's the thing. Somebody can ask me for some water right now. Here you go. Right? And I don't got to think twice about it. But is there a genuine care for that person beyond the thing that they're asking for? Am I looking for the things that they need? So I'm going to end it there. Something for y'all to think about. Measure your own hospitalities on a day-to-day basis, week to week, month to month. And, we're going to come back next week with part 2 about the one receiving the hospitality, how they should be moving. Go to James real quick. Damien had a question on James. Hopefully that's going to end the class. He had a question on James. He said to go back over it. Okay. Question, Salam, sir, at the end of your class, James 2:15, go back over the scripture. All right? 2:15 to 17, go ahead.
Book of James, chapter 2, and verse 15.
Go ahead.
If a brother or
So remember, this is talking about, in the context, this chapter is talking about faith and works, right? He's talking about faith and works inside the context of this chapter. But he's giving you how faith and works work together, and you can't have one without the other. So he's using this example of a person asks for something, and then you not giving it within faith and works. You can't have, like you tell them, oh, because be ye warmed and filled means what? Have faith. But the work should be, let me find the thing to get them filled up and warmed. Let me at least try to provide the water, the food, the drink, whatever. Read it.
If a brother or sister be naked,
Right.
and destitute of daily food,
Go ahead.
and one of you say unto them, depart in peace,
Right.
be ye warmed and filled.
So go have faith. That's what that means. Go have faith. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, ye give them not those things which are needful to the body.
Because giving them the thing needful will be you putting in the work, taking the shirt off your back, or providing the food, or going and getting the water,
Giving the ride.
or giving the ride, or whatever it may be, right? He's just showing you a concept here that, come on, we've seen the church do this. We've seen Joel Osteen do this during Hurricane Harvey. Oh yeah. Niggas is knocking on the door of the church to get in, and he locked the church doors.
Be warm, well
He,
fed.
he didn't lock them in, he locked them out.
Stay dry.
Yeah, stay dry, boys and girls, while he locks you out of a stadium that's flood-proof and locks you out into the flood. It's crazy. The damn stadium is storm-proof. That's why we don't want to talk about it. It's a storm-proof stadium. It's a damn shelter for storms. They build those sports arenas like that on purpose. That was the old Houston Rockets stadium. And they use those for storm shelters and hurricanes and floods. So for him to say, oh, it's flooding in the church, boys and girls, go be dry somewhere else. That's basically what he was saying. Go have faith, but not in front of my building. Because I ain't gonna put in the work to house you. And then when he came under public scrutiny, all of a sudden, the whole spot is lined out with cots. And we got food. And the kitchen is open and the church is open. All of a sudden, when social media, when cats pull up with going live in front of Joel Osteen's church, ain't no flood, ain't even no water touching the place. It's barely raining over here. All of a sudden, he opening up the doors. Because that's what they're on, that have faith, but don't put no works behind it. Be ye warmed and filled. The Holy Spirit will take care of you. No, I need you to take care of me. You got it. That's the point. Go ahead.
What doeth the prophet?
What is the prophet? Go ahead.
Even so faith,
Right?
if it have not works,
See that? The faith is be ye warmed and filled. The work should be, let me go warm and fill you. Let me get something to warm you up and get something to fill you. Fill your belly. Go ahead.
is dead, being alone.
See that? So that was the example he used to show faith and works being dead if they're alone. So, Damien, hopefully you get that. Other than that, we went a little bit over. But thank everybody for joining us. And with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Everyone else, I might as well point out your